Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Playing World of Tanks. I'm AJ, and today we'll be looking at a game that I had in my BatChat. Now Lakeville is a very good map. I enjoy playing Lakeville, especially in medium tanks. I try to play in the middle a lot if it's not overcrowded. Sometimes there's like 20 tank destroyers sitting in the ridge in the middle, and at that point I just go elsewhere, just because even if something gets spotted, chances are it'll be evaporated and you only get to do minimum damage. So it's not really efficient in my opinion. Now I go into the middle hoping to light something. The only thing I managed to light in the middle is on this unfortunate AMX 1375. I back off into cover, not wanting to get shot by their tanks, who probably have shots in this direction, but AMX 1375 is not so lucky and gets taken out relatively quickly. Now I change positions hoping to sort of like confuse the enemy, because if you hear in the audio you can very clearly hear about the bounces in the background that the enemy shells are hitting. They are taking speculative shots of where I was, but I'm not there anymore. Now this is a good example of why you should not be spotted in the middle without cover. Their enemy BatChat gets taken out very, very quickly. I don't even know what spotted him. But I stay here hoping to light something that is slow going into the city, but I don't. Most of the tanks take the safer route. And it is here that I kind of like realize that I am useless here. So I'm gonna back off, use the ridge on our side where this tank is, where is it, the T-71 was using to shoot at enemy tanks, and use that to provide fire support for anything that crosses the church on this side. Now this is even better in the tank that has good accuracy. The BatChat's accuracy is decent. Unfortunately, the gun handling stats are not so much. The reason for that is the BatChat is meant to be played as a close quarter assassin and not as a long range sniper. If you're sniping from a distance, you're doing something wrong. BatChat needs to close the distance on its enemies, unload on their side, and run away before they can react. I see the T-50 for E1 come out. First shot tracks him, second shot takes him out, and that's all she wrote for the poor T-50 for E1. He gets sent back to the garage rather quickly. I spot the IS-7 in the distance. Now this is what I mean when I say the BatChat is not meant for sniping. Most of my shots just manage to track him and not do any damage. Actually, the T-71 on our team has better luck with pinning him than I do. Nevertheless, I stopped him in place. He did not get to where he wanted to go. So I guess it's a victory for me in some sense. I just wait until I'm reloaded again, and then I will hopefully get to unload on the next unlucky person who manages to come in front of me. Now over here, if you look at the city, we not heavily, but we outnumber them by quite a fair bit. We still have a valley force, which is generally okay. The reason why you don't want to push valley is because over there, generally the terrain becomes very soft. IS-7, having forgotten that something was unloading on his side, manages to drive up again, and he gets taken out this time. Now again, like I was saying about the valley forces, some valley presence is okay. One or two tanks. If you have tank destroyers camping this ridge, they can very easily turn around and defend the cap if there's any aggression from the valley. If it's overwhelming numbers, I know one time I think I was halfway across the map with my E75, I managed to come back and reset the cap, and that should just go to show you like how quickly even the slowest tank can respond on this map if you push valley slightly too aggressively. Now over here I see the back of the T-57. I try to take a lucky shot, actually two lucky shots. Well, I don't. This was a lucky shot, but I guess after missing two shots, connecting two isn't really that lucky. So I managed to take out the T-57 and damage their E-100 who was driving up. I think that's a win for me. At this point, I totally sort of like got ready to rush the remaining enemy tanks who were in the base, not in the base, sorry, in the town, just because it's very easy to do now. They're separated, they're isolated. BatChat has very easy time when he gets a one-on-one with his selected target. If he gets more than one tank, it's kind of dangerous, just because once you're unloading on one tank, the other tank has ample opportunity to do one of many things to make your life miserable. Now we're here. I just drive by the T-110E4. Don't mind me, friend. You can see his gun like moves a little bit to the left. He thinks about shooting me, but then he kind of like realizes it wasn't gonna do him any good. I managed to set him on fire, but his premium fire extinguisher manages to take it out. I reload and I look for my next victim, which are not that many right now. I picked the T-62A because he's the most healthiest, and I was just gonna go for him. As I'm going for him, I will spot another tank on my right. I don't pay attention to it just because, chances are that if I had stopped to take a shot at him, he probably would have died, so it would not have made much sense. So I just race for the T-62A, who fires right in front of me, and then kind of like realizes that he is about to be a very dead T-62A. So hopefully you guys enjoyed these videos. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Playing World of Tanks.